Welcome to Mystic Realms Recap. Links are in the description below. Please show some love of the author and me. On to the show.
Lisa took the Scorpion assault rifle and turned off the safety. After aiming, he shot directly at the target 100 meters away. Yes. The shell casings are continuously ejected from the ejection port one by one. Lisu used the single-shot mode, and the performance of the firearm was very stable. After firing more than a dozen bullets, Lisa stopped. Wang Keming nodded. It seems that the performance is not bad. He stepped forward, took the gun from Lisu, looked it over carefully, and quickly changed the magazine. Then he picked up the gun and aimed sharply at the target 100 meters away. Got it. The sound of gunshots became one after another, and Wang Keming used his strong shoulders to support the butt of the gun, allowing the bullets to fall within a small range. A shuttle of bullets was directly swept away by him. Good. Wang Keming couldn't help admiring the guns he was most satisfied with so far. He didn't want to test the previous ones. Being praised by Wang Keming made Lisa couldn't help showing a smile on his face. Wang Keming is notoriously strict with firearms, and he is a sharpshooter. The recoil is very small, the shooting is stable, and the shooting accuracy is also good, Wang Keming said while observing, and then suddenly began to disassemble. Although it was inspired by Formula 95, Lisa has already redesigned the structure. Unexpectedly, Wang Keming could dismantle it after observing it for a while. It can be seen that his experience is extremely rich. Excellent, as expected of Senior Colonel Wang. He figured out the structure of a gun so quickly. One thing to say, Senior Colonel Wang is great, and Lisa's gun is also good. Look at the previous tests. Senior Colonel Wang shook his head. This one will be tested directly. How about an outstanding researcher at the 613 Army Equipment Institute should be able to enter the candidate area? Such a compliment? The people around were also very optimistic about Lisa's gun. Lisa straightened his back unconsciously and looked at Yirer. The only one who can compare here is Yirer from Beiyang Military Industry. Report the specific parameters of your gun. Lisa immediately said loudly. The effective range is 480 meters, which is better than the Type 95's over 80 meters. The clip capacity is 35 rounds, and the initial velocity of the bullet is 1,200 meters per second, but the whole gun only weighs 3.1 kilograms. Wang Keming kept nodding when he heard the words, very good. The people around heard the words and couldn't help sighing. This data is much better than Type 95. That's right, it's 0.2 kilograms lighter than the Type 95. The initial velocity of the bullet is almost 300 meters, and the range has also increased by one section. It can be said that the performance has been improved in an all-round way, but suddenly, Wang Keming frowned and held the parts of the Scorpion rifle and said, you have added a lot of components, which increases the difficulty and reliability of maintenance, and also increases the cost. Lisa's face changed when he heard that. He did add some devices to reduce recoil and increase stability. Look, this is a shock absorber like the one on the Victor submachine gun that you added to the stock of the gun. The design of the H416 is used at the muzzle, and the firing design of the bullet is the 95 type scheme. When I was shooting just now, I found that the throwing there is a certain unreasonableness in the mouth of the shell, and there is a chance that the shell will hit the user's face. Presumably this is the reason why you shoot with a single shot. Just test firing a magazine. You can see the problem with the gun. Lisa's face turned very ugly. Although Wang Keming didn't say it clearly, he also pointed out his so-called inspiration based on the 95 style, which is actually a stitch monster. Use the basics of Type 95, and then add the features of other famous guns to stitch it into a gun with good performance. She just designed a shell, and she could tell his intentions during the test at a glance. The people around are also understanding. Although the performance of your gun is better than that of the Type 94, the Type 95 can be officially installed because it is cheap, easy to use, durable, and has excellent performance. These are indispensable. You have to consider large-scale deployment problems that may exist with the user. The gun is the second life of a soldier, and all aspects must be considered, and it must not be sloppy. Your idea is quite good. Being able to integrate different scheme designs together shows that your firearm design ability is very strong. If you work harder, you will definitely be able to make a better rifle. Wang Keming smiled and patted Lisa's shoulder. Although it is a sewing monster, it is very difficult to fuse these things together and really improve the performance a lot, but also because it is stitched, there are some minor flaws that need to be improved. Lisa forced a smile while holding the gun. He wanted to take a shortcut, but in terms of gun design, there is no such thing as a shortcut. Unexpectedly, all the 613 institutes failed. Obviously the performance has been better, but it still doesn't work. Everyone's heart was cold. Their guns were not as good as Lisa's. At this moment, Yi Ru stepped forward. Wang Keming took the gun from Yi Ruer's hand. Let me test it. Please introduce me. He naturally knows Yi Ru. This is the pride of Beiyang military industry, and his reputation is no worse than that of Jiang Chen, a genius of Dragon Science Academy. Yi Ru brushed her hair from the sideburns, nodded and said, "This is a fully automatic assault rifle I designed. It has no name. Its bullets have a muzzle velocity of 1000 ms and a magazine capacity of 30 rounds. They use 5.56 caliber bullets, which are effective. The firing range is 450 meters, more than half of which adopts modular design, which is simple, easy to use and easy to maintain." Wang Keming didn't talk nonsense, just picked up the gun, took aim, and fired. After a shuttle had finished sweeping the bullets, Wang Keming couldn't help changing the magazine again, and it emptied again. There was a look of surprise on his face. "Good gun," 2 words, showing Wang Keming's love for this gun. If there were no other people around, he still wanted to shoot another shot. The overall data of this gun is indeed not as strong as Li Sis, but whether it is stability, rationality, or accuracy, it is much better than Li Sis gun. Wang Keming looked at the gun in his hand intently, and soon began to disassemble it. The design is very thoughtful, yes, it is very comfortable and stable to shoot. Wang Keming kept nodding, and Zhou Ping and the others also walked over. Well, this design cleverly uses the pressure generated when the bullet is fired, allowing the smoke to escape backwards, offsetting a certain amount of recoil. The design is simple and reliable, and the effect is very good. The design of the ejection port is also good, not to mention that the shells can be ejected very well without blocking the line of sight. The modular design concept is also very advanced, which is very good. The overall design is simple, but it is reliable because of its simplicity. The more complicated it is, the more likely it is to go wrong. The design concept is very good. Zhou Ping and the others also saw Yi Ruer's excellence in firearm design. Hiss, it seems that she is the best here, a genius of Beiyang military industry, worthy of the name. Hey, it can't be compared. He is good looking and capable. Even the academicians of the Dragon Academy of Sciences praised him. This gun can always enter the candidate area. Maybe it can be officially produced and installed. Everyone looked at Yi Ru with admiration and admiration. It is the dream of their weapon designers to be able to deploy the whole army. It is not an exaggeration to say that it is the best assault rifle in the current new equipment test. Wang Keming praised, "It's just a pity, although the gun design is very good, but you are too conservative for the sake of stability." Yi Ru was startled when she heard the words, then frowned and looked at Wang Keming, listening to his continued evaluation. "If you are more aggressive, you can definitely improve the performance of this gun by a large amount. At that time, it will be the best choice to replace the Type 95. Think about it, the performance parameters of this gun are not much higher than that of the Type 95, so what is the point of changing the gun? The new gun needs a new production line. With a lot of investment, it will not be a particularly big improvement. It is necessary." Yi Ru lowered her head and fell into deep thought. Indeed, when she designed it, she was indeed conservative. Compared with the Type 95, the improvement is not particularly large. With your design, you can definitely make a big improvement. I believe in you. Go back and improve it. In the second half of the year, you will have the opportunity to enter the new equipment candidate area. What? That's not enough. Everyone was dumbfounded. Everyone agreed on Yi Ruer's gun, but she still couldn't enter the new equipment candidate area. So what kind of equipment do you need? This is too strict. Colonel Wang is testing according to the official installation standards. It must be strict, and what he said is correct. That's right. Every piece of equipment needs to go through a lot of improvement and verification. It's impossible to make it all at once. At least Colonel Wang said that she will have a chance to enter the candidate area in the second half of the year. It seems that the rifle is going to be wiped out today. The two most hopefuls both failed, and everyone was out of ideas. Zhou Ping waved to Ye Bai. "Ye Bai, come here." Ye Bai walked over with the Widowmaker, and Fen Ningqing put it aside. Wang Keming frowned. Judging from the appearance, this gun is too sci-fi. That is, unreal. A gun uses a digital display to count bullets, among other data. There are numbers on the scope, just like the diffraction screen of combat power. As far as he knows, there is no such technology on Blue Star right now. At least he has seen almost all the guns, but he has never seen the design of Ye Bai. Wang Keming couldn't help asking, "What kind of gun is this?" Ye Bai held it in his hand, and showed, "Technical precision rifle, Widowmaker." His words made Li Su and the others laugh. The name is very gimmicky, and the shape is exaggerated, but this is a firearms test. I really thought it was a movie and a prop. Wang Keming also shook his head. At present, this gun is not conducive to maintenance, and it seems too complicated. Although it seems to be a modular frame, it is not sure yet. If it wasn't brought by the Dragon Science Academy, he would have thought it was a toy model. Test it. Wang Keming waved his hand casually. If Zhou Ping and others were not here, he would be going to the armored vehicle testing area. There are still people who have not tested. Some are going to take it back to continue to improve, and some are packing and going to go back. Chen Wei was a little excited. I can finally see it. Wei Chen couldn't help but smile too. This made Wang Keming a little puzzled. Could this Yebai really have something? Others were surprised to see the 3 academicians of Dragon Science Academy so excited, and stopped to watch Yebei's test suspiciously. Yebai held the gun casually, glanced at the scope, and shot directly. Wang Keming looked at it and shook his head again. This gesture was too amateurish. Although it is not necessary to be able to use firearms to design and develop, one must know how to use them. Otherwise, how can the design be humanized and easy to use? You have to know how to design it to hold it, whether it fits on the shoulder or holds it, or how to hold the gun. Yabai obviously didn't learn how to use firearms systematically. Biu, biu. The gunshots were small, with a hint of electromagnetic sound. A few people who are close can still hear a very obvious sound of energy recharging. Yi Ruer's beautiful eyes instantly magnified. Could it really be an energy weapon? Wang Keming also discovered the problem at this time, and he stared at Yebai with wide eyes. There is almost no body shake every time you shoot, and the recoil is too small. In other words, there is no recoil at all. How is this possible? With no rear seat plug-in, suddenly, boom, sound. The 100-meter target was directly shattered. F***K. The target is broken. What kind of gun is this? I thought it was a toy gun at first, but I didn't expect it to be so powerful. It seems to be an electromagnetic weapon. Oh my god, no one in the world has made it. So what is this? The people around were all researchers from various institutions, and they all recognized that Yebai was using an electromagnetic rifle, and at the same time marveled at its power. The biggest feature of this gun is its range and penetration. It is a semi-automatic rifle. Yebai fired 3 shots, and the 100-meter target disappeared immediately. Wang Keming stared blankly at the target that had shattered into pieces. It was a homogeneous steel plate, not wood. It was smashed by 3 shots. What a weapon! Just now, both Yi Ruer and Li Si's targets swept more than 1 round of bullets, but they only left bullet holes. But Yebei's was directly crushed, and the greater the power, the greater the recoil should be. Why doesn't it seem to have any recoil? Okay, as expected of an electromagnetic rifle. Zhou Ping couldn't help admiring. They tried a shot, they only knew that the gun was real. They didn't know how powerful it was. Chen Wei also couldn't help but praise. It's not in vain to wait for so many days. Mada, this is too strong. Fang is an academician of the Academy of Sciences who is as stable as a dragon, and he couldn't help but burst into praise. Wei Chen laughed loudly and said, sure enough, a good meal is not afraid of being late. Haha, wonderful. Li Su looked in disbelief at the target with only pillars left in the distance. This thing can be used to fight armor. This is a rifle. Anti-materiel weapons. Sorry, the target is gone. Do you want to continue? Yabai scratched his head. There were targets at 200 meters, 300 meters and 500 meters in the distance. Wang Keming hurriedly said, you continue, you continue. Alright. Yabai aimed at the target of 200 meters again. Yabai, let me introduce the parameters by the way. Zhou Ping reminded them that they don't know the specific parameters yet. While shooting, Yabai introduced, as I introduced in the live broadcast before, the magazine capacity is 12 rounds, and 1 round can fire 6 bullets. A total of 72 bullets. I don't know the initial velocity of the bullets. It should be very fast. The effective range is also don't know. Haven't tested it? As he said that, he used 3 shots each to smash the targets of 200 meters and 300 meters. In the end, there was only a target of 500 meters left. Yabai took a brief look through the scope and shot. Wang Keming shouted in his heart, take good aim. That is 500 meters, not 50 meters. This gun doesn't need to calculate the ballistic wind direction or anything. Just point at where to shoot. As long as the scope sees it, it is a hit. It can automatically correct the ballistic parameters and adjust the front sight. No wonder, only then did Wang Keming understand why there were parameters on the scope. Why did Yabai shoot without even aiming? This is too advanced. Yi Ruer couldn't help sighing. You can even make the gun digital. As she spoke, she looked at Yabai with fiery eyes. She is still studying mechanical design, gunpowder, and others are playing with digital and electromagnetic energy. 12 rounds of bullets. The magazine just emptied, and all 4 targets were shattered. There was a sound of breathing. This destructive power is too strong. Is this guy also from Dragon Academy? So strong. Electromagnetic rifle. That's an electromagnetic rifle. The only one in the world that can be used in actual combat. Long Academy deserves to be the research and development center of the country's high-tech and cutting-edge technology. and it has actually created an electromagnetic rifle. No. Have you noticed? The person said the live broadcast just now. How could the people of the Dragon Science Academy not know that this kind of weapon cannot be leaked? Yes. This gun is definitely classified. How could it be broadcast live? And if it is broadcast live, there will definitely be news on the internet. I pay attention to gun news every day, but I haven't seen it yet. It should be blocked. This news must not be leaked. Then is this person from the Dragon Science Academy? Why have I never heard of this person? Everyone looked at Yebai in disbelief. Who is this guy? Seeing that all the targets were gone, Wang Keming seemed to be able to use the gun with ease. Can this gun shoot further? Yebai nodded. It should be. The limit of the shooting range is not my limit. If there is a target, I can try again. Everyone was speechless for a while after hearing the words. Let's see if this is what people said. The limit of the shooting range is not his limit. It is too arrogant. But they found that Yebai was right. He obviously felt that the other party was pretending to be critical. But the pretending was justified. Wang Keming now also wants to know the full performance of this electromagnetic rifle. Immediately. Go to the sniper rifle testing area. Jiang Chen is testing his modified Type 88 sniper rifle against a target at 800 meters. Slow down, aim, shoot. Oh, bang, shot. Successfully hit the center of the target. Yang Yiming applauded. Yes, the accuracy is good. The recoil is also very small. And you have increased the range to 1,200 meters, a full increase of 400 meters, which is very good. Yang Yiming is the chief engineer of the firearms department of the Zhejiang military region. His approval means that Jiang Chen's improvement is indeed good. The most basic and important parameter of a sniper rifle is the effective range. Originally, the Type 88 sniper rifle had an effective range of only 860 meters, but Jiang Chen increased it by nearly half. This is an exaggeration. Jiang Chen smiled, finally regaining some confidence. Those who have been hit by Yebai these days almost feel like they can't do anything, but the smile on his face froze quickly, and he saw Zhou Ping and others and Yebai walking towards this side. PFFT, the first test on the rifle side is over this year. Hey, there is no way. There has been no movement over the past few years, and no new guns can be produced. Didn't you say that Yirer, the genius of Beiyang military industry, is here this year? And Li Su from the 613 Institute is also very good. Look, isn't it just in the team? The most beautiful beauty is Yirer, and Li Su with a bad complexion. They're all here. It seems that they are all cold. Even they can't do it. That rifle has not been seen in recent years. Those are the 3 academicians of the Academy of Dragon Sciences. They even went to see the rifle test. After all, Yirer and Li Su are both well known, so you might think that they will be worth seeing there this year. Yang Yiming also saw the person coming, and quickly greeted him. The 3 academicians are here to take a test. Zhou Ping smiled and said, yes, it's just to watch him test the new gun. As he spoke, he pointed to Yebai. At this time, everyone also noticed Yebai holding the Widowmaker. The smart assault rifle Fencheng was loaded up and placed in the testing area, under guard. Although Yang Yiming's research results are not as high as Zhou Ping's and others, but if it is just about firearms, he must know better than Zhou Ping and others. Is this an electromagnetic rifle? Yang Yiming asked uncertainly. Zhou Ping was not surprised. As expected of Chief Engineer Yang, I recognized him at a glance. Yang Yiming, who was confirmed by Zhou Ping, had a storm in his heart. Of course, he can see the electromagnetic rifle, an epic-making weapon that is being developed all over the world. There is also a research and development design in his computer. He and Jiang Chen also discussed it together. They jointly developed it, but there has been no progress. The whole world is still in the research and development stage, and there is not even a blueprint, because many key technologies are missing. But now Zhou Ping said that this is an electromagnetic rifle. He couldn't believe it, but knew that Zhou Ping would not lie. F***K, electromagnetic rifle. This year, there is a high-tech job in the rifle testing area. After years of precipitation, it finally broke out this year. If it wasn't for academician Zhou of the Dragon Academy of Sciences, I would definitely think it was bragging. It's an electromagnetic rifle, not an ordinary gun. It's no wonder that the academicians of the Academy of Dragon Sciences all went to see it. Everyone around looked at the Widowmaker in Yebei's hand in surprise. Yang Yiming sighed. As expected of the Dragon Academy of Sciences, even the electromagnetic rifle has been made. Chen Wei smiled awkwardly. It's a big misunderstanding. This is Yebai. The little guy with the gun developed and produced it himself, and he is the only one. What? Yang Yiming stared at Yebai with wide eyes. If Zhou Ping and others developed it, Thaxin believed it. After all, the 3 academicians have made great contributions in the field of science, but it is incredible that a young man, in his early 20s can overcome the world's problems. And I did it alone. Then he and Jiang Chen studied for several years, a first-level researcher of the Dragon Science Academy, a chief engineer of the firearms department of a military region. Test it first, I can't wait. Wang Keming urged softly, Mr. Yang, get all the testing instruments. We need to measure the performance of this gun in detail. Yang Yiming nodded and hurried to get the instrument. Everyone can't wait to know how powerful this epic-making gun is. Yeah, I changed the bullet and got ready. After a while, Yang Yiming brought the instrument, adjusted it, and made an OK gesture. Let's start. Everyone stared at Yebai excitedly. The targets of the sniper range are 500 meters, 800 meters, 1000 meters and 1200 meters respectively. Yebai jumped over the 500-meter target, and after a simple aim, he shot. The weak gunshots were accompanied by the sound of energy recharging. 3 shots, 800 meters target, broken. Shoot again and again. The 1000-meter target is broken. In the end, the 1200-meter target was also smashed into steel blocks. The entire sniper rifle testing area was silent. Even Yiru and the others who had seen it before looked at the distant target in disbelief. And it was already difficult to see clearly with their eyes. But the steel plate target that can be seen is gone. Where is the limit of this gun? Yang Yiming opened his mouth wide and looked at the numbers on the testing instrument. Boy, the initial velocity of the bullet is 4,500 ms. Hiss. Everyone gasped. What is the concept of 4,500 meters per second? The muzzle velocity of the fastest bullets in ordinary rifles in the world is only over 1,000 meters per second. Lisa's Stitch Monster is already at the top level. Yabei's 4,500 meters per second is more than 4 times that of Lisa's gun, reached 11 times the speed of sound. Nima, is this still a human? The initial velocity of the bullet is 4,500 meters, and it's so powerful. We fought for a long time, and left some bullet holes. It was armor piercing. He was fine. He came and smashed the target directly. It's incomparable. It's incomparable. This man's rifle can be used as a sniper without any problem. The accuracy, bah. What kind of accuracy does this power require? If you hit someone, you will die. Jiang Chen heard the comments from the people around him. He was used to it, and in the Dragon Science Academy, he had already been hit and clearly knew the gap between himself and Yebai. I silently answered their words in my heart. Yebai is not a human being, but a monster. Yang Yiming trotted all the way to Yebai, looking at the Widowmaker in Yebei's hands like a lover, muttering to himself, electromagnetic rifle, it's really an electromagnetic rifle. Good gun, good gun. Yebai was a little embarrassed, and simply handed the gun to Yang Yiming. Why don't I test it for you? Yang Yiming waved his hand quickly. No, no. I'm afraid I won't know how to use it. People who don't know this will take it as a joke. The chief engineer of the firearms department of the dignified Zijin military region, a group of people who know the most about guns in the world, said that they don't know how to use guns. This makes people listen. Isn't it a joke? But no one laughs now because it's really possible. Shooting a gun and being able to use it are 2 different things. Yebai had no choice but to hold the gun. He was quite satisfied with the test results, but he felt that there should be potentials that had not been tapped. Do you want to continue? Continue. If you continue, you can only go to the tank range. Wang Keming looked at Zhou Ping and the others. Wei Chen clapped his hands a little excitedly. Continue. Walk. The crowd surrounded Yebai and rushed to the tank shooting range. Along the way, many unknown people looked at Yebai and his group curiously. After asking, they all excitedly joined the team to watch. Electromagnetic rifle, that is the legendary existence. In this way, when Yebai arrived at the tank range, nearly 100 people had already gathered. The sudden appearance of so many people startled everyone who was watching the test of the new main battle tank at the tank range. Chief, the 3 academicians of the Dragon Academy of Sciences, Chief Engineer Yang, and Senior Colonel Wang are here with the people from the firearms testing area. When Liu Shuguo heard the words and looked around, he saw Zhou Ping and others swarming to the tank shooting range. He greeted him immediately with a smile. When Wang Keming and Yang Yiming saw Liu Shuguo, they immediately saluted. Hello, Chief. Liu Shuguo nodded. You have worked hard today. Zhou Ping greeted with a smile from the side. I didn't expect the commander to be here. Hello, Chief. Liu Shuguo gave Zhou Ping a blank look on purpose. They're all old classmates. They're called commanders, and they're also chiefs. Just call me old Liu. Chen Wei pretended to be serious, and said, that can't be done. You are the commander of the Zijin military region. You are the commander of the military region. How dare we get close? Liu Shuguo patted Chen Wei on the shoulder vigorously. Old Chen, you deliberately ran on me, didn't you? Zhou Ping and the others laughed heartily. They are all classmates in the same school, and have a very good relationship. Who is this? Liu Shaguo noticed Ye Bai holding the Widowmaker, and he was the only one in this group holding an exaggerated gun. Zhou Ping said with a smile, he is an honorary researcher of our academy, and he came here to try out the equipment. Trying equipment? Liu Shaguo asked suspiciously. This gun, why did you go to the tank range to try it out? The targets in the tank shooting range are not comparable to those in the firearms area. Those are all huge high-strength concrete targets, and the shooting distances are all as low as 1,800 meters. Zhou Ping pointed to the Widowmaker and said, this is an electromagnetic rifle, and the only place to test its performance is here. Electromagnetic rifle. Liu Shaguo is the commander of the military region, so of course he knows electromagnetic rifles. Looking at Ye Bai in surprise, hurry up and test it. I'll take a look too. This is high-tech equipment. If it is real and can be mass-produced, it will definitely greatly enhance the strength of the army. Although excited, Liu Shaguo remained calm. Ye Bai came among the tanks. Right next to it was a Type 99, a main battle tank which was being launched. Boom! The violent airflow instantly kicked up a large amount of dust. A target in the distance was directly blown to pieces. The 2,000-meter target was accurately hit, and the target was destroyed. The observer's report came over the intercom. As expected of a main battle tank, the main gun is extremely powerful. This is one of the great weapons of the Yanuang kingdom. Ye Bai picked up the gun and squinted to aim. At this time, all the tank soldiers around noticed Ye Bai, and they all crawled out of the tank, looking curiously at Ye Bai, who was mixing in the tank with a rifle. 1,800-meter target shot. After the remaining 3 bullets were fired, Ye Bai changed the magazine and continued to aim at the 2,000-meter target. Still 3 shots. After the fight, Ye Bai stopped and looked at Zhou Ping. Report the results of the shooting. Wang Keming quickly asked the observer through the walkie-talkie. Report. The unknown weapon was shot just now. It should be a gun. All of them hit the center of the target. The surface of the 1,800-meter target was shattered and penetrated the target. A total of 18 bullet holes were evenly distributed. The surface of the 2,000-meter target was shattered, but it did not penetrate the target. There were also 18 bullet holes, and the penetration depth was about 60 centimeters or more. The observer walked up to the target and looked at the bullet holes on the target suspiciously. What kind of gun is this? Its penetration is so terrifying. Penetrated. Everyone listened to the report in disbelief. Penetrate a 1-meter thick reinforced concrete target at a distance of 1,800 meters. That is a homogeneous armor plate equivalent to a thickness of 10 centimeters. Even Barrett, the most famous anti-material sniper, can only penetrate homogeneous armor less than 1 centimeter with armor-piercing bullets. A distance of 2,000 meters can penetrate a depth of 60 centimeters. This isn't just a Widowmaker, it's a battlefield shredder. Jiang Chen sighed in his heart. One shot out, directly string gourds, and kill all the people within the effective range. It can even be used to fight armored vehicles. Your Academy of Dragon Sciences is amazing. You have created such a terrifying weapon. Is this still a rifle? Liu Shaguo sighed in disbelief. Even if he is as experienced as him, he can't keep calm like he was at the beginning. Zhou Ping and others were overjoyed. Commander Liu is wrong now. This gun was developed by the kid himself, and it has nothing to do with our Academy of Dragon Sciences. Zhou Ping looked at Ye Bai and smiled. Liu Shaguo's tone rose unconsciously. Didn't you develop it at the Dragon Academy of Sciences? Chen Wei nodded and said to Liu Shaguo in a low voice, that's right. Xiao Jiang was watching the live broadcast and discovered the gun made by Ye Bai. To be precise, he is an internet celebrity. Liu Shaguo is numb. Self-developed, internet celebrity, electromagnetic rifle. These pieces of information can't be connected together, but now they are a combination of Ye Bai. In the end, Liu Shaguo could only sigh. It's really a hero born of a boy. Damn it. Have you ever heard of a rifle dry piercing a 1-meter thick concrete target? Anyway, I didn't. Can this still be called a rifle? Isn't it a cannon when enlarged? It's too scary. If such a gun can be installed, then our army will be invincible. Look at the gun he made, and then look at what I improved. I'm just rubbish. No, not even rubbish. What a piece of shit. Yi Ruer's eyes became even hotter. Such a powerful weapon, developed by Ye Bai alone, is too powerful. Not only the people in the rifle testing area were shocked, even the tank soldiers watching were astonished. Fortunately, I drive a tank, otherwise even an armored vehicle would not be safe. Is the rifle so rolled now? Doesn't it mean that the rifle has not been very good in recent years, and there are no new guns? This changed the guns on our tanks. Wouldn't it be cool? Everyone was shocked by this result, except Ye Bai. Report, I'm applying to call again. I still have a function that hasn't been tested. Yeah, but I was very dissatisfied that it failed to penetrate. He just analyzed the data of this gun in detail with Luban's eye, and the effective range is 4,000 meters. At the longest distance, using the charging mode can penetrate 10 centimeters thick homogeneous armor. Now it is only 2,000 meters away, and it will wither. Of course, due to the limited manufacturing environment and materials, the performance must not have reached the strongest. Go ahead. It's best to introduce the function to us. Yeah, I nodded. Okay, this gun also has a charging mode. I can definitely penetrate that target. Charge mode. It is not difficult to understand that energy can be accumulated and then exploded. You are already very strong. There is really no need to be stubborn anymore. It would be impolite to do so. Jiang Chen shouted in his heart. TSK, I'm still not satisfied after it's all like this, and I still have to penetrate it, so there's no way for people to survive. Hey, I feel like he's pretending, but there's no proof. I'm already a little numb. It's too strong. Yeah, I raised the gun, took aim, and held down the trigger. He could hear the obvious sound of energy gathering, and a second later, the bullet was fired automatically. Charge again. Shoot. Yeah, I emptied the remaining 9 bullets. The target is half destroyed. The bullets all penetrate. The observer was dumbfounded. A half of the reinforced concrete target in the distance was shattered. He already knew someone was testing the rifle. A rifle that shattered a tank target in half. Is this still a rifle? The initial velocity of the bullet is 4,500 ms. The shooting interval is about 0.5 seconds, and the charging time for charging shooting is about 1 second. The scope can automatically correct the target distance and adjust the front sight. There is no recoil when shooting, and it is stable and quiet. Wang Kemeng muttered to himself, telling all the parameters he knew about the Widowmaker. Liu Shuguo was stunned while listening. A muzzle velocity of 4,500 meters. The muzzle velocity of the fastest tank gun shell in the world is our 99 a main battle tank, and the muzzle velocity of the shell is only 1,940 ms. A rifle bullet goes faster than a tank shell. A sight that can automatically adjust the front sight according to the distance. What kind of high technology is this? I think this gun should not be called a technical precision rifle. It should be called a technical precision anti-material gun. Self-propelled howitzer test area. Have you heard that this year, there was an awesome guy in the rifle testing area? And a bunch of awesome guys were built. Yurur or Li Su. I know that. They are from the 613 Institute and Beiyang Military Industry. They are indeed very powerful. No. It's from the Dragon Science Academy. Dragon Science Academy. They are all researching high-tech technology. Oh, I remembered. Researcher Jiang Chen is researching electromagnetic rifles, but he failed. Could it be that the improved Type 88 has particularly good performance? HMPH, no, okay, I'm not kidding you. It's a researcher I haven't seen before, who built a rifle with bullets, whose muzzle velocity is twice that of our 99 shells, and which can penetrate 10 centimeters thick uniform armor. What? Think back to what you just said. Do you think it's possible? Bragging, really? The electromagnetic rifle is on the tank shooting range, and it directly penetrates the tank targets. Are you sure? It's 1 meter thick reinforced concrete. Let's go and have a look. Armored vehicle testing area. I heard that Rifle released an armored car bottle opener this year. Rifle, are you kidding me? Do you think our armor is just paper? You also have an armored car bottle opener. Really? The penetration depth has reached 10 centimeters, not to mention our roof. Even medium tanks may not be able to withstand it. It must be bragging. The rifle has not performed well in recent years, and this year it made this bad move. Go and see. After a while, news spread that a man in the tank shooting range had shot through a tank target with a rifle. Many people came to the tank range to watch. As long as this gun is affordable and easy to maintain, it can be deployed in the entire army. Liu Shuguo clenched his fists. Even if the cost is high and maintenance is troublesome, we can equip our special forces. No matter which troops are equipped, our military strength can be greatly improved. Zhou Ping said excitedly. That's right. He has made a great contribution, and Bai has made a great contribution. With this gun, he can apply for first-class personal merit. Bai came back holding the gun. The test is complete. In fact, the effective range of the Widowmaker is 4,000 meters, and the target here is still not far enough. 4,000 meters. Wei Chen almost cried out. The effective range of the anti-material sniper rifle is only 2,000 meters. Rifles have twice the range of sniper rifles. Wei Chen likes Bai more and more. This gun is defined as a precision rifle, and should be more similar to a light sniper than an assault rifle. As the chief engineer of firearms, Yang Yiming has a more precise grasp of guns, but even a light sniper rifle is too perverted, crushing all the guns in the world. Liu Shuguo smiled gently and said, Zaioi, let me ask you to call you Xiaoi. Ye Bai quickly said, no, no, it's okay for you to call me Xiaoi. He knew that the man in front of him was the commander of the Zijin military region. Liu Shagua laughed and said, haha, okay, let me ask you how you developed this gun. I follow the tour. Ye Bai was talking, when he suddenly saw Zhou Pingren's eyes. He quickly stopped. Yes, I learned about electromagnetic guns and electromagnetic rifles from military videos, and then I made it after years of research. Okay, Liu Shaguo even said, 3 good things, which are related to Ye Bai's application for first-class merit. Sure enough, a hero is born as a teenager. The future of the country depends on you who dare to think, dare to do, and persevere. Yang Yiming and Jiang Chen looked at each other. They have also been researching electromagnetic rifles for several years, but there is no result. Hey, no comparison. Liu Shaguo asked again, what is the production cost of this gun? Ye Bai thought for a while and said, it will cost more than 9,000 soft sister coins. Because it is an electromagnetic rifle, the bullets are easy to make, but the material needs to be high temperature resistant tungsten metal, which can be specially made. The firing device, the energy recharging device, and the electromagnetic module are the 3 most expensive parts. But after my optimization, the cost is kept very low, more than 9,000 soft sister coins. The cheapest HK416 is 2,200 knives, which is calculated to be 13,000 soft sister coins. This electromagnetic rifle with such a powerful performance only costs more than 9,000. No one will believe it if you say it, but now the truth is in front of you. This is really cheap and easy to use. What you said is true. Just over 9,000. Liu Shaguo became excited. It was so cheap that it could equip the whole army. Although this gun is not a fully automatic assault rifle, it can completely replace all sniper rifles and anti-material individual weapons currently used by the army, because whether it is performance or use, it exceeds all sniper rifles and anti-material weapons in active service. Ye Bai nodded affirmatively and said, yes. The production is also very simple. At the beginning, he spent more than 100,000 yuan to buy tools, and he just made one. The difficulty of making it is not great, but it does not mean that the technology content is low. Liu Shaguo clenched his hands unconsciously. Then how is this gun maintained and is it durable? Sir, I'll see if I take a look. Wang Keming was very confident in this aspect. He looked at Ye Bai and said, Xiaoi, show me the gun. Good. Ye Bai handed the Widowmaker over. Wang Keming took the Widowmaker carefully and observed it carefully. The starting weight is very light. I didn't expect that the shape is so big and the weight is so light. Yang Yiming also quickly stretched his head over to look at it. Wang Keming looked at it for a while. His eyes flashed brightly, and he quickly dismantled it. After a while, the Widowmaker was disassembled into individual parts. This is indeed a modular design, completely modular. Wang Keming had already seen it, but he was not sure. Yi Ruer's gun adopts a part of the modular design, which is already very rare. The level of technology involved here is extremely high, and Ye Bai's Widowmaker is completely modular, very easy to disassemble and even more convenient to assemble. Fully modular. Liu Shaguo's eyes widened. He knew what this meant. Modularity means that maintenance is very simple, and even if there is a problem, just replace the module directly. Moreover, because of its simple structure and high degree of integration, modularization is very durable and highly reliable. Simply put, it is easier to use than a K47. This is real black technology. Wang Keming quickly assembled the gun again. Xiaoi, do you still have magazines? I'll try. He loves guns very much, unlike Zhou Ping and others. The 3 of Zhou Ping are passionate about high technology and the scientific achievements contained in the gun. He was pure, just a love of guns. This gun by Ye Bai satisfies everyone's love. Ye Bai prepared a total of 4 magazines. Yes, here. Wang Keming took the magazine and looked at it, and quickly replaced the empty magazine. Ye Bai introduced to Wang Keming, press and hold the trigger to charge and shoot. Wang Keming nodded, then took the gun to the shooting position, took aim, and shot. He is faster and more professional than Ye Bai. He is constantly moving and shooting between several targets. Soon, 1 magazine was finished. He came back with a full face. Report to the chief. Let's mass produce this gun directly. Our Yanlong Special Forces want the first batch of equipment. Shooting feels invincible. The scope can not only automatically adjust the position, but also autofocus, zoom in on the distant target, and the speed is extremely fast. While he is constantly switching targets, the scope can be adjusted and focused within 0.5 seconds of shooting interval. His test is closer to actual combat. If the scope can't keep up with the rapid switching of targets, it's a bit tasteless. But after this round of testing, it can only be said to be perfect. They all went back to their respective districts to test. What are they doing here? Wang Keming shouted lightly, go back. People from other testing areas who came to see the excitement dispersed one after another. The Widowmaker test was over, and Liu Shiguo took Ye Bai and others to the tank viewing area. What's the matter? We have to go back, Zhou Ping asked suspiciously. Ye Bai still has a gun waiting to be tested, and he can't wait. The Widowmaker is so strong. What kind of high technology will that gun have? Liu Shiguo didn't speak, but glanced at Yang Yiming next to him. Yang Yiming immediately understood, and said with a smile, Academician Zhou, Academician Chen, and Academician Wei, don't rush back to the Dragon Academy of Sciences. You see, Xiaoi is very talented in firearms research. This gun will definitely change the strength of the Yanuang army. They don't know yet that Ye Bai still has a gun that hasn't been tested. For such a talent, I think he should go to the firearms department of our Zhejian military region, so that he can better display his talent in firearms research. Only then did Zhou Ping know that Shusha wanted to rob people. He definitely doesn't want to. Just kidding. He wants to snatch the talents he brought. Zhou Ping glanced at Liu Shiguo, who was pretending to know nothing, and unceremoniously poked at him. You said you were an old classmate, and you, an old classmate, caught your classmate's wool. No way. Liu Shiguo laughed and said, I won't participate. I won't participate. Although I also think it's better for Xiaoer to devote himself to gun research here, and the Dragon Science Academy is indeed high-end. But are there too many research subjects? Essence is good, right, Xiaoer? He said he would not participate, but Liu Shiguo still helped Yang Yiming speak intentionally or unintentionally. She spoke beautifully in every aspect, and finally handed over the question to Ye Bai. Ye Bai scratched his head. This is not easy to answer, no matter how you say it. It will offend someone. I have to admire the art of speaking of an old general like Liu Shiguo. He didn't answer at all. In fact, he can research wherever he goes. With Luban's eyes, as long as it is a technological product, there is no problem. So I simply followed Liu Shiguo's example, and let them finish their quarrel without offending anyone. So he stood aside, pretending he didn't hear anything, and didn't answer Liu Shiguo's question. Liu Shiguo was not annoyed when he saw that Ye was looking at his nose with his eyes, and his nose and mouth, as if he had nothing to do with himself, and he was hanging high. He secretly said, Little fox, smiled, and stopped talking. Chen Wei curled his lips. I believe that with Xiaoi's talent, he can give full play to his greatest advantages at the Dragon Academy of Sciences. The Academy of Dragon Sciences has the most comprehensive technology, and can help him develop more high-tech products. Yang Yiming pointed to the Widowmaker. This is all Xiaoi's own research and development. The Dragon Academy of Sciences provides the production tools at most. Only by coming to our military region can we help him develop greater potential. Right, we specialize in military industry. Zhou Ping waved his hand. No, Xiaoi will never let you go. Man, he definitely won't let it go. Zhou Ping's attitude is very firm. Having said all that, Yang Yiming couldn't continue to fight. At this time, only Liu Shiguo played. Liu Shiguo pretended to cough a few times. Ahem, I said old classmate, the military region needs talents like Xiaoi very much. This is for the country. Zhou Ping thought to himself, what an old fox. This move was suppressed for the sake of the country's big hat, but it made him fall into a passive position. Wei Chen snorted coldly, and replied directly, isn't my Dragon Science Academy doing scientific research for the country? You mean Xiaoi will be buried in my Dragon Science Academy? My Dragon Science Academy's scientific research strength is not enough. Zhou Ping secretly gave Wei Chen a thumbs up, and returned the 3 big hats to Liu Shiguo, which is too awesome. They are all doing scientific research for the country, and Liu Shiguo can't say that the Dragon Academy of Sciences is weak in scientific research, and the Academy of Dragon Sciences is definitely the top research institute in the country. So Liu Shiguo couldn't answer these 3 questions at all. The people around were numb. Commander of the Zhejian military region, Chief Engineer of the Firearms Department of the Zhejian military region, and 3 national academicians of the Dragon Science Academy, fighting for Ye Bai here. If it weren't for Evrion's high status and many people outside, I'm afraid he might even do it. F***K. It's a rare and famous scene. Haha. Hey, people hurt more than people who are angry and compared to Ye Bai. No way. Whoever let others develop such a powerful weapon, if you can make it, they will also snatch you. Let's take a look at the game between the bosses. You can bet on who can take Ye Bai away, or stay in the Dragon Academy. It must be the Dragon Academy of Sciences. Ye Bai's high-tech weapons are no longer limited to military products such as firearms. There were still quite a few people in the viewing area, all excitedly watching the scene of snatching people that they might never see again in their lifetime. This is something to brag about with your companions after you go back. Wang Keming was also on the sidelines. He didn't care where Ye Bai went. as long as he was given good equipment and with his experience. It was also the first time he saw so many heavyweights robbing people. Liu Shuguo didn't care about Wei Chen's pressing questions at all. He still smiled and played Tai Kai. Hey, it's all for the country. It's all for the country. Don't get angry, everyone is old classmates. You have so many talents in Dragon Academy, give us one too, right? Zhou Ping gave Liu Shuguo a blank look. Don't say it's an old classmate, even an old baby. Chen Wei chimed in, there is no need to discuss this matter. Even if you ask that person for instructions, they will not give it to you. Wei Chen also nodded, and said, Xiaoer was originally brought by our Academy of Dragon Sciences, and no one will take it away. The three of Zhou Ping directly turned on each other, not giving Liu Shuguo a chance. The three academicians of the Dragon Science Academy were angry at the commander of the Zijin military region. If this was published in the internal military newspaper, it would definitely sell well. People around watched with gusto. This is definitely a famous scene. Liu Shaoqing saw that he was 1-on-3, and felt that he was at a disadvantage. He wiped his face and thought of a way, then asked that person, our Baiyang military industry also needs talents like Ye Bai. Not far away, another old man hurried over. It was Wu Mingyu, the director of Baiyang military factory. Director Wu Yiwer said hello politely. When Zhou Ping and the others were arguing over Ye Bai just now, she told Wu Mingyu about Ye Bai's situation, and called them over. As soon as Zhou Ping saw the person, he was immediately unhappy. Old Wu, why are you here to join in the fun? What does it have to do with you Bai Yang? Ye Bai is a researcher at my Academy of Dragon Sciences. Wu Mingyu was also not happy. What does it mean has nothing to do with me, Bai Yang? As long as it is a talent, it has something to do with me. We, Bai Yang, have the most support for talents. Liu Shuguo was overjoyed. When he saw the visitor, it was 2 against 3. He would take Ye Bai out first, and then we would decide who would get it. Liu Shuguo pretended to be very casual and said, Old Zhou, I also think what you said is wrong. Everyone wants talents. He and Wu Mingyu looked at each other and reached a tacit understanding. Zhou Ping's face was ugly, and the two old guys united together. Wu Mingyu shifted his target directly, looked at Ye Bai and said, Xiaoi, our Baiyang military industry specializes in the research of military weapons. Men should build cannons and planes, and Baiyang can provide you with unlimited research and development funds. Wu Mingyu gave real benefits, and R&D funds are the most important thing for scientific research. It's just that Ye Bai doesn't need much money, because he doesn't need to develop. Zhou Ping stopped in front of Ye Bai. What does scientific research have to do with gender? As long as it can contribute to society, you can do whatever technology you want, and our Dragon Academy of Sciences has no shortage of research and development funds. Wu Mingyu teased, is there no shortage of funds? Then our Baiyang military industry has a top beauty, like you were as a colleague. Do you have any? Scientific research also needs to be adjusted by love. I'm tired of watching you three old men every day. What's the matter? How do you do research? Wu Mingyu's words made everyone around him sweat. The one who dared to talk to the academician of the Dragon Academy of Sciences like this was Wu Mingyu's level of existence. The relationship between Zhou Ping and the others was already very good. They were both from the same school and the same class. These old leaders who usually stomp their feet in the military area and shake the ground 3 times are now fighting for Ye Bai. Blushing and thick necks. When Yiwer heard Wu Mingyu's words from the side, her little face flushed instantly, and she felt her face was so hot. Why did the fire burn to himself inexplicably? She took a sneak peek at Ye Bai. Chen Wei frowned. My Academy of Dragon Sciences can give Xiaoi an honorary academician position and apply for a first-class merit medal, and the research and development funds can be used as you like. Honorary fellow, equivalent to an academician position. Enjoy all the benefits of academicians and do not need 996. Moreover, there is a limit on the number of honorary academicians, and the total quota of the Academy of Dragon Sciences is only 3, leaving only the last one. Academician. Honorary academician is the dream of all scientific researchers. Wu Mingyu shook his head. With a heartbroken look, you want Xiaoer to be a bachelor. Others are great young people. Come to Baiyang, research and love. I don't have an academician, but I can make him the deputy director of the factory. Liu Shuguo burst into laughter at the side. It must be old Wu. Amazing. Yang Yiming also interjected. It's a small idea of the research and development funds. When Xiaoi comes to our Zijin military region, my chief engineer will do it for him. We will also help him apply for the first-class merit. Zhou Ping's face was livid. If I say no, I won't. Or we'll go see that person. Go see that one. Wu Mingyu did not back down at all. Everyone sighed in their hearts when they saw that Ye Bai had to go to the highest being to make a decision on Ye Bai's belonging. This is how top talent is treated. At this moment, Liu Shiguo waved his hand. Everyone, stop arguing. In fact, I have a compromise. Wu Mingyu and Zhou Ping looked at him at the same time. Zhou Ping said firmly, no matter what method we use, we won't let him go. Liu Shiguo comforted, we know, that's the case. It's good for Xiaoi to stay in Dragon Science Academy, but we really hope to have such talents, so we can share them with everyone. Wu Mingyu asked suspiciously, share it? Liu Shiguo nodded. Xiaoi can go to Baiyang military industry to stay for a while, guide them in the research and development concepts and ideas of these two guns, and improve their firearms research and development and design level. Wu Mingyu nodded, that's fine too. Let Xiaoi guide us. It will be of great help to us. Zhou Ping thought for a while, no problem. Just a few days. Yiru couldn't help being happy when she heard that Ye Bai was coming to Baiyang military industry to guide her. She must learn techniques with Ye Bai. Wu Mingyu didn't speak anymore. It doesn't matter for a few days, as long as Ye Bai can go first. The number of visits can be discussed later. Seeing that Zhou Ping finally let go, Liu Shiguo immediately smiled. Zhejiang military region also borrowed it for a few days. Our firearms department needs Xiaoi's personal guidance. Chief Engineer Yang is researching electromagnetic rifles, so the two should have a lot to talk about. Baiyang has been borrowed, and there is no reason not to lend it to the Zhejiang military region. Then Liu Shiguo will definitely not be happy. Zhou Ping nodded in agreement, no problem. Yang Yiming's eyes lit up. He and Jiang Chen have been developing electromagnetic rifles for several years without any results. With Ye Bai joining, they can figure out what the problem is. Haha, okay, that's the decision, but we discussed it for a long time, and we should ask Xiaoi what he thinks. If he disagrees, let's talk until he agrees. Liu Shiguo and the others looked at Ye Bai in unison. Seeing that everyone had reached an agreement, Ye Bai expressed his thoughts. I have no objection to the chief's arrangement. When you are discussing, I already have the answer in my heart. I prefer to stay in the Dragon Academy of Sciences and continue to do scientific research. In the future, he also wants to unlock many technologies, not only military industry, but super soldier serum belongs to biotechnology, and the equipment of the Dragon Academy of Sciences should be more comprehensive. Ye Bai added, of course, I would also like to go to other places to study together. When Wu Mingyu heard Ye Bai's words, he laughed and scolded, good boy, it's fun to see us old men robbing people. You have done all the good guys. Ye Bai scratched his head and smiled. Ha ha, I like this kid. Liu Shiguo laughed loudly and said, pure little fox. Ye Bai is not as rigid as ordinary researchers. He has a lot of ideas and a flexible mind. Since you have all discussed it, let's go first. Zhou Ping couldn't wait to test another gun. Let's talk about it later when we find time. Liu Shiguo stopped him. Why are you in such a hurry to go back to the Academy of Dragon Sciences? It's hard to come here once. Our military region has to entertain you. Dragon Academy, Zhou Ping said helplessly. Why do I go back to the Academy of Dragon Sciences? Ye Bai still has a gun to test. And a gun. Everyone looked at Ye Bai in surprise. An electromagnetic rifle is already abnormal, but there is still another one. Yiru remembered that Ye Bai did take out two guns with exaggerated shapes. Liu Shiguo hurriedly said, go. Let me tell you earlier. I'll go and have a look too. First, people from the rifle testing area flocked to the tank range, and now they brought back more people from the tank range to the rifle testing area. Such a spectacle has never appeared in previous new equipment tests. Ye Bai returned to the position where he put the gun, and if he picked up the points, he would succeed. This gun is very different. Liu Shiguo looks a little smaller than the Widowmaker, but he can achieve a sci-fi look, so I don't know how to describe it. With the foreshadowing of the former, he was also curious about the high technology of this gun. Ye Bai handed the score to Wang Keming. Here, this gun can be tested by the colonel. Wang Keming shook his head quickly. No, you can test it. I'm afraid there are some high-tech functions. I don't know how to use them, and I can't test them completely. Ye Bai laughed. No, even a fool can use this gun. What Ye Bai said is the truth. As long as you can pull the trigger, you don't need to do anything else. He saw that Wang Keming liked guns very much, so he wanted to try Wang Keming's guns. Wang Keming touched his nose in embarrassment, which meant that he was no match for a fool. Liu Shiguo couldn't help laughing. This kid is really black-bellied. Zhou Ping persuaded. You should introduce it to us. Ye Bai said helplessly. Okay, this gun is a fully automatic smart assault rifle, and if you call it, you can do it. In fact, its function is really simple. It is not as complicated as the electromagnetic rifle. Just now, like the Widowmaker, there is only one function, which can be said to be unremarkable. Only bullet tracking. Everyone had question marks on their faces. This is not as complicated as an electromagnetic rifle. Is this mediocre? Only bullet tracking, and that's it. This is in Versailles. Bullet tracking. Wang Keming opened his mouth, but forgot to close it, and stared at the gun in Ye Bei's hand in disbelief. He had only heard this term in movies, and thought about it in his dreams. The three of Zhou Ping were equally shocked. Bullet tracking technology is no simpler than an electromagnetic rifle. What a joke! If bullets can be automatically tracked, how efficient it will be on the battlefield. Someone falls to the ground after shooting. Is this really impure? Thinking of cheating, Zhou Ping suddenly believed Ye Bei's words. This gun must be based on the game equipment, and even added some cheating technology in it. Liu Shiguo also opened his mouth, and it took a while before he came back to his senses. He coughed a few times to cover up his embarrassment. If someone photographed it, it would be another famous scene. It's really outrageous. Open the door for outrageous. It's home. Bullet traces are out. Are you talking about fairy tales? Nima, you really want to kill us. There are so many high-tech in a rifle. We are still playing with gunpowder, and he has started to make smart weapons. It turns out that the gun was called the Widowmaker just now, which is really appropriate, let alone a human. The target was smashed. I'm looking forward to the specific performance of this gun. Compared with the Widowmaker, this rifle with bullet tracking is my dream gun. I suddenly felt a little numb. Yeah, I kept improving my cognition, and now I take it for granted that he makes any high-tech. Jiang Chen agrees with what everyone is talking about. He has long been numb. Liu Shiguo urged anxiously. Quickly demonstrate. Yeah, I nodded and looked at the targets in the shooting range. There were 20 groups of 4, a total of 100. In addition to the 4 that were shredded by the Widowmaker, there are 96 more. 3 clips are enough. Yeah, I picked up the gun and didn't aim it. He held the gun more casually than when he took the Widowmaker, and shot directly. Intensive gunfire sounded. In order to increase the harvesting efficiency, the system has improved the shooting mode, and now there are 2 modes of full automatic and 3-shot shooting that can be switched. Yeah, Bai is using fully automatic mode. The onlookers saw the bullets continuously pouring out of the gun in Ye Bei's hand. After approaching the target, they turn directly and pierce through the target in an instant. Every bullet hits a target, all in the center. From an overall point of view, it is a large area of bullets, sprayed out, like rain, and then each of them searched for the target and hit it. Each bullet is like a precision-guided missile. Yeah, Bai didn't need to aim at all. He just stood in place and fired, and all the bullets hit the target automatically. All I could hear was the sound of gunshots and the sound of dang, bullets hitting the target. Let everyone feel that shooting can be so easy and casual. A shuttle of bullets was fired almost instantly, but everyone fell into a state of sluggishness and did not recover. It was so shocking. The whole picture has brought a strong visual impact to everyone. Can you imagine a person standing still and shooting a gun? The bullet automatically tracks the target through various arcs, and then hits the picture accurately. Everyone was dumbfounded. In terms of performance, it can fire 2,000 rounds of bullets per minute, with a magazine capacity of 40 rounds. It uses a special smart bullet with an initial velocity of 2,000 ms, which can penetrate 4 cm thick homogeneous armor. As Ye Bai said, he changed the magazine and continued to shoot. The gunfire sounded again, followed by the sound of the target being hit. Because there is no need to aim, the scope you see on the head of the gun is actually an intelligent guidance radar system, which can lock all enemies within a 270-degree range in front. After a short pause, another shuttle. In the entire rifle test area, the remaining 96 targets were all hit by a single bullseye. Really no need to aim. Is this making a movie? Hit me. Ouch, damn it, it's true. Hiss, it hurts. What the hell are you doing? I think, after looking at this gun, all other assault rifles are rubbish. Yes, I said all. Yes, rubbish. It shouldn't be called what you can achieve. It should be called a battlefield harvester, a human life remover. Liu Shiguo was the first to recover from the shock. This must be submitted to the candidate area, immediately. No, skip the candidate, and directly submit it to the National Armament Department for review. Mass production as soon as possible, in my name. My Zijin military region in the name of the Commander-in-Chief. This gun army can future war. As long as there are enough bullets, it is possible to use very few people to resist the enemy's large-scale charge. Whether it's street fighting or plain battlefield, it will do a lot. When Wang Keming looked at the gun in Ye Bei's hand, he was like a wolf hungry. Everyone has no feeling for those parameters. Meaningless. A bullet tracking is already invincible. Wu Minyu couldn't regain his senses for a long time, and muttered to himself, it's a loss. I knew that I would snatch people over if I said anything. Even if there was a fight, I would have to snatch them. I have lived my life in vain. Yang Yiming trembled with excitement. I can see such a powerful rifle in my lifetime, and I will die without regret. How much can it cost if you divide it? Liu Shiguo frowned slightly, and asked seriously. Yeah, I thought for a while. It's cheaper than the Widowmaker, and the gun body structure is simpler. so it uses a lot less material, and the cost is only about 8,500 soft sister coins. The production cost of the special smart bullet is slightly higher, and it uses 5.56 bullets. Changed, the cost of a bullet is about 6 yuan. 6 yuan. Yang Yiming's eyes widened, not because it is too expensive, but because it is too cheap. There is a lot to do. There is a lot to do. Hu Mingyu sighed. On the premise that the performance and quality meet the requirements, the cheaper the equipment, the better. Because large-scale installation requires a huge number, the consumption of bullets is even more innumerable. The lower the cost, the more suitable for popularization. These two guns all skip the new equipment candidates. The waiting time for that is too long. I have to submit it directly to the military equipment department for review in my name. Liu Shuguo has fully approved the performance of these two guns. Invincible performance, the price is very low. The tungsten alloy bullet used by the Widowmaker. Tungsten alloy is the metal used in the lamp. High temperature resistance, high strength, cheap price, very cost-effective for large-scale use. Because gunpowder is not required, the price is even much cheaper than ordinary bullets. Points can be made into special traceable bullets, but the price is the same as that of 7.62 bullets. Internationally, the price of a round of 7.62 bullets is only about 6 yuan. 5.56 is about 3 yuan per round. The smart bullet is 5.56 modification. Half of the cost is the cost of the modification of the bullet tracking. This price is really cheap. Some large caliber bullets even cost more than a dozen, or dozens of dollars a round, and such advanced smart bullets only cost a few dollars. Both guns are undoubtedly very suitable for the army. Actually, it can be done like this. Zhou Ping thought for a while before suggesting. 3 days later, Manhwa military exercise. Let's let Ye Bai participate in the military exercise, and let him directly display these two new pieces of equipment in the military exercise. Couldn't time pass faster? Liu Shugo's eyes lit up when he heard the words, and he clapped his hands, and suddenly realized, yes, these two guns will definitely shine in the military exercise. Let the military regions and those people have a look. Then there will be no need to review the experiments layer by layer. Just directly mass production is enough. Great. Zhou Ping nodded with a smile. That's exactly what he meant. Another layer is to allow Ye Bai to perform well in military exercises for other leaders to see. Since Ye Bai decided to stay at the Dragon Academy of Sciences, he is not afraid of other military research institutes robbing him. The situation here today, you all keep tight-lipped to me, and you are not allowed to discuss these two guns with others. Or don't blame me for being rude. Liu Shuguo softly warned the onlookers. Although he was very kind to Ye Bai before, he is the commander-in-chief of an army after all, and when he becomes serious, his nonchalant aura gives people a strong sense of oppression. He wanted to surprise everyone with Ye Bai on the day of the military exercise, so he couldn't let the news of the new gun spread. Yes, everyone responded loudly in unison. Wang Keming, go and inform me that all the news about the rifle test area today is classified, and the time to keep it will be after the end of the full day, and the military exercise. Liu Shuguo told Wang Keming to go on. Yes, I'll do it right away. After Wang Keming paid a military salute, he went directly to do it. Liu Shuguo looked at Ye Bai again, and said patiently, Xiao Ye, you don't need to have a particularly outstanding performance in the Manhwa military exercises, as long as you can demonstrate the performance of these two guns. Ye Bai nodded, understood. He was a little nervous because he had never participated in a military exercise. Liu Shuguo patted Ye Bai's shoulder earnestly. Okay, then you come here in 3 days, follow us to Manhwa military exercise base, and then bring 2 guns to open the eyes of other old guys. Wu Mingyu was on the side, and called you were over. The Manhwa is over. You have to come to our Baiyang military factory to have a look. We have everything there. You can also see other military products if you want. Ye Bai's eyes lit up when he heard this. He was just about to see what technology to unlock next. No problem, I will go to the military exercise for a cutscene, and then go to the Baiyang military factory. Zhou Ping curled his lips aside and said, don't forget home. Dragon Science Academy also has all kinds of technology. You can learn anything you want. Ye Bai nodded and said, don't worry, academician Zhou. I'm from Dragon Academy. Ha ha ha. Don't rob. The people have already been divided. Go to Baiyang first, then come to the Zijin military region, and finally go back to your Dragon Science Academy. After all the tests were over, Ye Bai followed Zhou Ping and others back to the Academy of Dragon Sciences. 3 days later, he will participate in the full day in military exercises, and he has to take advantage of this time to make more special empty bag pop-ups. The military exercises use blank ammunition, which will not cause accidental injury from a long distance. After hitting the target, death smoke will float above the target's head. While making ammunition, Yabai was thinking about what technology to unlock next. In fact, these two guns still have room for improvement. If they can be used with a single mecha, the smart components can be replaced by a single mecha, then the cost of the gun can be reduced again, and the performance can be greatly improved. Yabai turned on the computer, played the Iron Man 1 movie, and fixed his eyes on the Mark III mecha. Is it locked? Yes, the lock is successful, and the system is analyzing. Ding. The analysis is successful. The Mark III mecha has powerful single-person combat capabilities, and can be extended to various models. Its arc reactor can be regarded as a separate high-tech product, and can be unlocked. Unlock. Ding. Unlocking failed. Unlocking requires 3 secondary technology points. It failed, and it needs a second-level technology point. He only has 3 first-level technology points now. Yabai open the mission system. The task refresh countdown, 11 days, 20 hours. 13 minutes and 14 seconds. I don't know if I can get a second-level technology point for the next mission. Yabai frowned and thought, the Mark III mecha is indeed very powerful. It is an energy weapon, which endows people with the ability to fly. Especially the arc reactor on the chest is a powerful energy device. He tried other models again, except for the Mark I model, which could be unlocked. The others did not work. The nanomech in Avengers 4 even needs a third-level technology point. The Mark I is too bulky, and Yabai does not want to develop it. Suddenly, Yabai thought of a game. Halo is a very fun stand-alone game, in which the impressive Master Chief wears lower-end armor than Iron Man, but stronger than the average exoskeleton armor. If it can be unlocked, it can completely cooperate with the Widowmaker and Fenzicheng, and arm a soldier into a Terminator. Yabai was not unlocked immediately, and now it is too late to manufacture. After the 2 guns pass the above review, you can start the research and development of this armor. Time flies. 3 days later, Yabai made a large number of bullets and asked Jiang Chen to drive him to the Zijin military region. Today is the day to go to Manhwa and participate in military exercises. The Manhwa military exercise is a simulated confrontation of actual combat by the Red and Blue Army. The military region participating in the military exercise is the Red Army, and the defender is the Blue Army. Manhwa is a routine military exercise of Yanhuang Kingdom, and it is reported every year. Zhou Ping and the others wanted to see the actual combat effect of Yebei's new gun, so they went to the Red Army headquarters in advance. After Yabai arrived at the Zijin military region, he saw that the large-scale army had been prepared. All kinds of tanks, armored vehicles, and a large number of officers and soldiers are lined up in the camp. This was the first time he had seen a force of this size in reality. When you really face the torrent of steel and the iron-blooded army of Yanhuang, you will know what shock is. Liu Shuguo made mobilization meetings and pre-war arrangements at the forefront of the troops. Soon, Wang Keming discovered Yabai and hurried over to take him to his special forces. For this military exercise, Chief Liu put you in our team, and we will protect you, and let you better utilize the performance of the new gun. Yabai nodded and said, okay. There are more than 100 people in the Yanlong Special Forces. Wang Keming waved to one person in the team. Songmeng, come here. A big man with dark skin and a country face trotted over. Here, Wang Keming said to Yabai, you follow the 10th team. This is Songmeng, the captain of the 10th team. Then he said to Songmeng, this is researcher Ye, from the Academy of Dragon Sciences. Your task in this military exercise is to protect him. Yes, Songmeng responded loudly. Yabai nodded and said, okay. Wang Keming said to Songmeng earnestly, I will command in the command room with Chief Liu. The task is still to behead the operation, but your 10th team is mainly to protect the Ye Research Institute. This is very important. It is related to our new weapons, so please appease the team members. Guaranteed to complete the task. Soldiers are bound to obey orders. Although Songmeng wanted to fight with the big army, since the boss gave him a task, he would carry it out. You follow Captain Song. Yabai followed Songmeng to the 10th team. Songmeng shouted to a team member, Tang Lei come out. A strong man came out. Here, this is researcher Ye, you all know him. Songmeng and his team members introduced Yabai. Our task is to protect him. It is a task assigned by the boss himself. It is very important. We must do our best to make it happen. Do you know? No. All 10 team members responded. Songmeng continued to say to Tang Lei, help researcher Ye get things. Follow him all the time. Yes. As Tang Lei said, he was going to take the 2 weapon boxes in Yebei's hands, and the bullets on his back. Yabai quickly shook his head, and said, no need, I can handle it. I've practiced before. Yebei's figure is really good. He is 1.83 tall and many of his useless inventions are done by physical strength, so he is very strong. That's fine. You can join the ranks too, and stand with Tang Lei. Songming did not continue to be polite. I nodded and followed Tang Lei into the line. Hey, Tang Lei, newcomers to your 10th team. This is a box and a big bag. The people in the next team saw Bai and made fun of him. Tang Lei rolled his eyes at him. Do you know the mission of the boss? That's right, we heard it just now. We're going to behead him. You just need to protect him. It's easy, haha. This made many players laugh. Should I say it or not? We are fine for this mission, and your 10 teams should watch carefully. Everyone in the 10th team was a little unhappy. Although they were all missions, they wanted to execute the beheading operation. Everyone be quiet. What are you talking about? Wang Keming let the team members be quiet with a light drink. At this time, Liu Shaguo gave an order, and the large troops immediately began to go to Manhwa military exercise base. It will take about 2 days of marching time. Liu Shaguo took the helicopter directly and went to the frontline command post first. Get in the car first, and I will tell you about the specific tasks in the car. Everyone boarded Dongfeng Warrior. On the walkie-talkie, Wang Keming continued to introduce the task. You should see that many of us are not here. The first team, the second team, and the 5th team have all gone ahead of schedule. They will perform airborne at that time. They are the vanguard. After they attract attention, we will carry out the infiltration and decapitation mission. Of course, the mission of the 10th team is mainly to protect researcher Ye. Speaking of this, people from other teams looked at the 10th team with smiles. They didn't mean anything malicious. On the contrary, they all had a good relationship, and the team members were used to teasing like this. Suppressing Manhwa and capturing Zhu Guangxi alive is the goal of our 5 military regions participating in the military exercise. This time, the scale of the Manhwa military exercise this time is very large, and all 5 major military regions participated. Each military region dispatched different arms. Zhejiang military region dispatched armored troops and Yanlong special forces, one of the 3 most powerful special forces in Yanuang. The Chuanqing military region dispatched a large-scale army and army aviation brigade. There is also the Air Force of the Baiyang military region and so on. The 5 commanders of the 5 military regions jointly coordinated operations. He vowed to capture Zhu Guangxi alive. Songming and Bai explained, since the Manhwa military exercise has been changed to simulate a real battlefield, the Blue Army has never lost with the most advanced equipment. We played the Red Army and were beaten badly every time, so that's why there was the famous slogan, stopping Manhwa and capturing Zhu Guangxi alive. Bai nodded. He knew this story before. The Blue Army has the best equipment in the Yanuang Kingdom, and can simulate the combat modes of all countries. The commander's position is the same as that of Wang Keming. He is a command wizard and has never lost. There are plains, simulated cities, mountains and forests and Manhwa military bases. All terrains are available. Whether it is a group battle on the plains or an urban street battle, the Blue Army crushes the Red Army. The joint participation of the 5 major military regions this time is to suppress the enthusiasm of the Blue Army in recent years.
Thank you for watching Mystic Realms Recap. Please like, share and subscribe. Have a great day.